And I think Jimmy Ricard, this horse has some real upside, and I'm happy to be on.
Tycoon Star and Jimmy Ricard. Jimmy lifting. Jimmy Ricard.
It knows how to run well, and I'm hoping it can run well and win on Saturday.
Wide out though, Cronich has come from a mile back, down the centre of the track, and Cronich is going to blow the lot of them away. Cronich beat Shipshape and Krista.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's preview. Group 1 racing is back, or is it? We're on Weather Watch at Randwick for the Group 1 Winx Stakes meeting. It's good to get a couple of winners last week, but still made a loss, so hoping to turn that around this week with a profit. The Fan Cup, Hayden has taken the lead away from Zach with 2 Saturdays to go left in August, so make sure to leave your best bet in the comments below to enter in the Fan Cup. It's totally free and you could have your name on the leaderboard. So we'll get on to the tips now. No Moonee Valley plays at least yet. The first one comes up in Randwick Race 6, number 3, Savvy Halley. 2 units the win on at $4.20. This was a win just last Thursday, in fact, at Newcastle in a super maiden for 3-year-olds over 900 metres on the heavy 9. Settled outside the leader here, won by 5.5 lengths. I didn't back this horse, but I had it in a multi, so I was watching it quite closely. This is a horse that's got some good form dating back to last prep, second behind King of Pop. Second behind Tempted, beating Within the Law. Second behind Nepotism on a heavy track over 1,400 metres. So the step up to 900 from 900 to 1,200, I don't see to be much of a query. Flies across from gate number 10 to be in a forward position, and I think it's a pretty good chance. I'm with the Star Mare in the Group 1 feature on Saturday. 3.25 units to win on Via Sistina at $2.45. We're going to take a look at a Winx Stakes win from last year, the exact same race she runs in on Saturday. We're taking a look at the replay from last year where she won, flying up the inside to defeat Zoo Gotcha. Now, those on the other side of the fence that are against Via Sistina will be presenting the arguments of below her best at 1,400 metres and the heavy track query. 1,400 metres, she won this race last year, so I'm not too worried about that. In terms of the heavy track, her only heavy track run came last preparation in the, 2 preparations ago last spring in the Maccabi Diva Stakes at Flemington. That was her second up, switching states in a Pride of Jenny run race. Just was a complete forget run in my opinion. Trialled on the heavy 9, its most recent trial, and trialled pretty well behind Vauban. I know it was just a trial, so we can't really decipher too much out of that, but I think she'll prove the doubters wrong and take out the Group 1. In terms of value in the race, I thought Lindemann looked a tad over the odds, but I'm all over Via Sistina. I put the viewer voted algorithm to the test here with this race. I'm going to do this for all Group 1s this spring, put it through the viewer voted algorithm and showcase it on the previews. This is what we do on the live streams, 4 p.m. usually on a Friday. If you're unaware of that, make sure to tune in tomorrow to see all 9 of the Moonee Valley races in the viewer voted algorithm. So Aliana is the biggest overlay in the viewer voted algorithm for this Winx Stakes. Gringotts is the biggest underlay, and even though Lindemann's a big price, I said it might have been a tad over the odds. It is just an underlay. So the viewer voted algorithm likes Aliana in terms of odds, but Via Sistina is still on top for the viewer voted algorithm, and myself in the feature. This horse recorded a dominant win just yesterday at Warwick Farm, so it's unlikely to run. But just in case it's off the 3-day back up into Saturday, I'm going to have 1 unit the win on Kapakiri. I think it'll start a lot shorter than 850 if it does get a start. This was its win just yesterday on a bogged heavy 10 at Warwick Farm over 1,600 metres, won by 6 lengths, running away with James McDonald in the saddle. Obviously, judging off this performance, is an absolute swimmer, and I just think 3-day backup will show some real X factor. James McDonald currently doesn't have a ride in the race. If the Chris Waller team have been so impressed by this horse's win that they just leave it in on Saturday off the 3-day backup, I think it'll start a lot shorter than the current quote and be hard to beat. But if it gets scratched, oh well, it's money back. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. Not one of us won anything last week. One of Adzy's selections got scratched, so he's leading with -80. Cole and Sky High Horse Racing cop $50 deductions for having their tips in late. But we've all got our tips in on time this week, so let's get onto them. Our clubhouse leader, Adsy's going to have 15 each way on Via Sistina, 10 each way on Autumn Glow and Crossbow, 5 each way on New York Luster and Flamin' Romans, and then a $10 all up with those 5 horses, Via Sistina and Autumn Glow for the win, Crossbow for the win, New York Luster for the place, and also Flamin' Romans for the place. Hayden's going to have a $100 all up the win, Kerguelen into Salt Coats into Autumn Glow. I'm going to have a place all up without parallel at Eagle Farm, as well as Savvy Halley, Via Sistina and Kapakiri. Cole's going to have $50 the win on Twain at Tarapa and $50 the win on Via Sistina. And Sky High Horse Racing is going to have a $100 all up at the Valley, Jennifer Moose the win, Exit the Place and Aleppo Pine the win. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. Moving across to South Australia now, where I've got 1.25 units the win on race 5, number 3, Hot Strut at $5. This was Hot Strut's last start win just last Saturday on the 16th of August at Morphettville in a Class 2 over 1400 metres. Went straight to the front here, had to do some work from the wide draw to get across to the front, and still kicked away impressively and won by 3 1/4 lengths. I was really impressed with this performance. Obviously faces a rising class this Saturday for this win. However, gets back against its own sex of fillies and mares, which I see to be in its favour. From gate 9 should play a similar tactic to last week and try and lead or settle outside the leader. And I love mares in form, and I think Hot Strut can win again. Now moving up to Queensland, race 4, number 6, Without Parallel, 3.5 units the win on at $2.40. This horse has won 4 from 4, and we're going to take a look at its win first up. This was 2 starts ago at Eagle Farm in a 3-year-old fillies handicap, defeating Berezka, who's a handy horse. To do this first up, lead all the way, I thought was really good. It's run since this. It won by 5 lengths at Rose Hill in a highway on a bogged heavy 10 surface. It's shown its liking to all surfaces, and there's a bit of rain about Eagle Farm this week, so we don't really know what sort of track we're going to get. From gate 12 should lead. It's led or settled outside the leader in all starts. In its career so far, Benjamin Osmond claims 2 kilos, and I think it's going to be really hard to beat again and try and make it 5 from 5. I'm going to have 1 unit the win on Eagle Farm, race 6, number 1, Kibosh at the $5.50 mark. This was its last start win in an open handicap over 1600 metres at Eagle Farm, the exact same class, track and distance as what it faces on Saturday. On this occasion, it was 8 weeks in between runs. It was quite fresh, and it won this impressively by 1.5 lengths. Only goes up 2 kilos from its dominant win last start, so I think it's in with a really good chance again. Its second up record isn't anything great to look at, but it's not really off a spell. It's only off a let up. From gate 1, maps very well. Kyle Wilson-Taylor retains the reins, and I'm hoping Kibosh can win. I'm going to scrap Drift or Firm. I just kept getting too many wrong, so there's no real point in continuing, I don't think. Let It Ride Time, Artistic Angel, lost last week. It didn't even run top 3. I think it ran 6th or something, so back down to 0. Going to have it all on the $1,000 on Without Parallel, the place at Eagle Farm. It's won 4 from 4, so hopefully it can run top 3 on Saturday to get us up to $1,400 to play with next week. Thank you everyone for watching this week's preview. It's currently a 12-unit spend across these 6 horses. Will the Randwick meeting go ahead? Possibly. There doesn't look to be too much rain about on Saturday itself. I've heard it might get pushed back to Monday. They might run the meeting on Saturday on a heavy 10 or heavy 9. We just don't know yet. So it'll all depend on race day on Saturday morning what the call is, or it might come before then. We just don't know. We just don't know anything at the moment. So thanks everyone once again for watching, and until next video, bye for now.